Live action brought to you from Racecourse grounds. Sri Lanka Rugby Sevens 2022 Army Sports Club taking on the West Barbarians in this first quarterfinal rather. The two teams will be aiming for a spot in the semi-final of the Club Cup segment. Army, of course, big winners of yesterday, top the group that they played in, top Group A. West Barbarians are yet to find their footing in the big leagues. And a massive welcome to all of you joining us on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, www.thepapare.com, for this Sri Lanka Rugby Sevens 2022, organized by Sri Lanka Rugby, of course, with the generous sponsorship of Nippon Paint, who is the title partner, High Commission of Pakistan, Prima Kotumi, and also WebEx Pay as associate partners. Siddhalepa, the pain relief partner. Keel's Foods coming in as food, beverage and ice cream partner, and also Turkish Airlines, the official airline partner. Here's Army benefiting from a mistake of the Barbarians, goes in for the first try. Early score for Army. Salinder looking for the conversion. That was Kasun Bandara who touched down for Army. Joining me in the com box is Abdullah Yusuf, former Royal skipper. Abdullah, it's been exciting watching numerous levels of rugby being played here throughout yesterday as well. We saw provincial teams taking part, and that rugby development is of utmost importance to the future of the game. Barbarians putting pressure in their ruck, but Army is savvy to that. He's a try scorer, Kasun, throwing out a big long corridor pass to Ashan Bandara, who turns back and looks for support. Army holding their pattern well. Space on the outside. Overlap. And here's Nalan Premanath. Recycles through Ratnayaka. Lovely offload. Ball kept alive by Army. Here's breaking through the middle. Steps the sweeper. Lovely bit of work. Lasanta Kumar goes right underneath the post for Army's second. Army straight away putting down a marker. They have been one of the better sides throughout the day yesterday.
Yes, most definitely, Sudarshana. Army definitely looking very sharp today morning. Sure, they want to get a good win going into those semi-finals. Probably got the easier of the quarter-final fixtures, but it was as a result of their good performance yesterday. As we have a look at that replay once again, just spreading the ball out wide, and Kumara, who was outstanding yesterday for Army as well, showing his pace to go around the Barbarians defense for Army's second try.
Yes, Abdullah, Army defeated CRNFC 28 points to 10 in their opening encounter, and getting the better of Navy Blues 14 points to 10 in their second, and in the final encounter they ran right against Police Sports Club 19 points to nil, winning all 3 of their games and have gotten the easier of the quarterfinals against West Barbarians, who are yet to win a game in this competition. So the Army would want to continue their momentum into the semi-finals, try and get the better seeding, and have a couple of national represents in their ranks as well, in Gayan Salinda and Sudaraka Dikumbra. Manhurst with possession currently. Lovely offload to Kumara. Here's Kumara. Looks back at Dikumbra, who recycles the ball. Numbers in the outside. Not a great pass, but still goes to the hand of Lahiru Ratnayaka. The continuation from Army has been top-notch. They've managed to hold on to the ball, despite me, the commentator, cursing them now.
Yes, I think Army will also just try and control possession in this game as much as possible. Wouldn't want to overexert themselves as well, because it could be a long couple of games if they do make it beyond that semi-final. So just holding their shape, holding their structure, just getting the job done would be the primary aim. At the same time, they would also want to be clinical in their execution, because so far it's been a couple of unforced errors which will not please them. So Kumara is being subbed out as the Barbarians launch another attack from their scrum. It's pretty lateral. The Army defense standing firm. Trying to go through the short side, but the Kumbara has that covered, forcing the Barbarians to go out wide. Another bounce pass, but they retain possession. Oh, nice offload on that occasion, but referee just deeming that pass having gone forward, so a bit unfortunate from the Barbarians' point of view.
Something I keep repeating, in the Northern Hemisphere, those are called flat passes. But since we are a little closer to the equator, judged otherwise. So Barbarians now on the pressure in their own half. Army Sports Club got to really admire their continuity and also good discipline in ball possession. They haven't been wasteful with the ball up the line. That's a good sign of a very good 7th side. Here's an overlap. Numbers on the outside. Rizwan decides that he doesn't need support. Goes right underneath the post. And in rugby, as much as, especially in 7s rugby, as much as your speed is important, your deceleration is also important. There is one showing that as well, stopping and foxing the defender.
Yes, as we have a look at that replay once again, Army having up numbers out wide, and Rifan just showing his pace to get round that Barbarians defense. Lovely little jinx around the last man to put the finishing touches to that move. So at half time, Army will go in with a 21 points to nil lead, 3 tries to none. They'll be pretty happy with their performance in that first half. Did not need to overexert themselves too much either, so they will be pretty pleased with how things went in those first 7 minutes.
Yes, they'll have 2 more, taking on Navy Blues, who will place 3rd in Group B. As Army restarts, Barbarians. After you wonder whether Barbarians need to try and look at putting the ball to boot. Back of the hand pass, beautifully done. If they can finish this one, but unfortunately coughs it up cheaply. Would have been a try that the Barbarians would have fancied.
Yeah, lovely bit of work. Unfortunately, the final pass just not sticking. As we have a look at that replay, so it went forward, but I guess when it left the passer's hand, it motion was backwards, so probably got away with that. Nonetheless, Barbarians just could not finish that move off.
Well,
Yeah.
if they were to continue playing for their namesake, Abdullah, we'd see a little more of this fancy stuff coming out. The Barbarians. Army, though, have really established themselves in this tournament as one of the better sides, alongside the Air Force, who were pretty dominant yesterday. Havelocks and CR have been there and thereabout, haven't been able to get those finishing touches. Dikkubura to Maduranga. Now Rifan opting to send it out wide. Here's Salinder. Salinder attacking the corner, has the speed as well. Will run in Army's fourth try. Desperately wanted to make sure that the conversion was easier, because he'll take it himself.
Yes, and Army just looking to try and run the clock down as much as possible. Job done so far in this quarterfinal. Army also have rotated their players quite intelligently off the bench, just trying keeping them as fresh as possible for that all-important semi-final encounter. So we have a look at that try once again. Kurtsigai and Salinder worked the ball, created a few phases, kept the ball alive, and eventually finding space out wide. Salinder to put the finishing touches to another well-worked try by Army.
28 points to nil. Army really dominating here.
It's another kickoff. Very well worked by Army. Something which they will really want to work on in these kind of games. Got to perfect it to ensure that the kickoffs work well during the more important semi-finals, of being such an important part of Sevens rugby. So the ball is knocked on and Barbarians put in. Barbarians, I'm sure, will be looking to try and get some form of a score in this game. It's been a tough outing for them in this tournament so far. It's a team that just has been put together. You sense the way they are playing against the more established teams, but they definitely have fronted up. Big scrum by Army, but the Barbarians do well to retain possession. Nice dummy. Do well to keep the ball in play. They have men out wide if they can get it out, but unfortunately not being able to do so, and with that turnover ball have Isuru Medagedara intercepting, but some fantastic cover defense by the Barbarians. Decide to take the tap and kick ahead, but Army have been penalized for not retreating 10 meters.
Well, just to reiterate what you just said, that they have the Barbarians, although they do look like a team that had been put together in a hurry, that hasn't doused the fire. Even that break, you would have generally let that go. They scrambled in defense, made sure they got there, and earned that penalty. Now an opportunity, playing a wayward pass, very unfortunate for the Barbars. Army taking it quickly, wanted to get on with it. Managing the players and your squad when you come to the second two-day tournament is of utmost importance, isn't it, Abdullah? Because what you don't want. Absolutely. Here's an opportunity for the Barbars. One man to beat, needs support. The pass is not collected cleanly, so Army now again with an opportunity. Medagedara surveying his options, taking their own sweet time. Practically walking Rifan Mohammed. Rifan breaks the first tackle, one man to beat, taking it slow. Suddenly puts the foot to the pedal, has support from Salinder. who will go all the way for his second.
Yes, you got the impression that Rifan didn't want to make that long run. He was waiting for the support to come, isn't it? And he's indicating that he'd like to be sub now. So, yes, it's a very tiring and taxing sport, is this sevens rugby. As we have a look at that replay once again, Rizwan had an open field, definitely had the legs as well, but slowed down and got the ball out to his mate Salinder to do the finishing touches. So conversion not successful.
The first conversion that Salinder missed throughout this game. 33 points, 2-0. Army cruising through this quarterfinal, and they booked their place in the Cup semi, and will play against the winner of the next game. That will be CR versus Navy Blues in the next semi-final. Deep restart. Seems like Army wants to try and put an end to this as quickly as they possibly can. It's a penalty. Nimesh Rodrigo taking it quickly, deciding to go on the short side. Change of direction. Barbarians penalized for not retrieving 10 meters. Can't really judge who wants the buzzer to come as soon as possible, but Tommy will score one for the road through Lahiru Ratnayaka. And Kumara, that's an interesting kicking action. Kumara adds in the two. That is full time. 42 points to 0, Abdullah. That's a very convincing victory in the quarterfinal.
Yes, I think Army would be pleased that they got what they needed out of that game. It's clinical to a greater extent. Managed to work a bit on their kickoffs as well. And